The whole public Ivy thing is one of the most brilliant marketing schemes I've ever even heard of. Like, how do you convince a bunch of kids who are definitely smart, they're definitely at least top 10%, to go drop almost $100,000 a year on a state school education for a college that when you drop that name, no one's impressed, right? It's crazy. So what you do is you tell these kids, oh, well, you're not just going to some random state school out of state that's going to overcharge you. No, excuse me, you're going to a public Ivy. And now they're going to get some magical education that's going to be different than your in-state state school that would actually charge you a reasonable price. It's crazy because these kids are going to a different state usually. They're paying minimum $45,000 a year in tuition, minimum $20,000 a year in housing, and of course there's a million other expenses. So these kids are dropping nearly $100,000 for a degree that no one's going to be impressed by. It's nuts. See, that's the thing that people don't understand. When you go to an Ivy League college, even if you are paying full tuition, what you're paying for is the brand. You're paying for the fact that you can go into a job interview and say, I went to Harvard, and that on its own is going to get people to think of you differently. No one is going to think that when you tell them you went to the University of Florida. Sorry. So when you're deciding which college to pick, I want you to remember this phrase: go Ivy or go free, because the only colleges worth paying for are the ones with brands strong enough to open up doors for you. And if you didn't get into one of those, go to the cheapest option available to you, because the education at any of these colleges, including the Ivies, is exactly the same.